What is going on, people? Welcome to Morphin Metacast. Ringing in a new year, a little late, but I had some life stuff happening because marriage and other shenanigans. But hey, whatever. We're here. How's it going, Prime?
Guten Tag, mein dude, and konnichiwa, bitches.
Yeah, brand new year. Chaotic world that we're having here, but we try to find things that make us happy. Toku is very in consistent effort on that end. I guess
For some people.
kicking. Yeah, for some. Uh, just to kick it off, just had to do a little RIP. Robert Baldwin. You might know him. He's a Japanese Canadian actor. He was a CN Ranger in was it Kyoger. Died beginning of the year, man. That kind of threw everybody for a loop on that.
Yeah, and it's always really wild because, like, people over in Japan, they die and we don't find out till like weeks after the fact. Like, I mean, I understand, protect your privacy and all that, but still, like, what a fucking gut punch.
Yeah, man, it's kind of he's one of those actors that, like, if you saw him in a lot of Toku stuff over there, you're like, oh, cool. Like he's a sort of mainstay, so to speak, in the Toku world. So him dying was like, oh, damn. Like,
yeah, am I also making this up? Like, didn't they like write Cyan just for him? Or didn't they like it was just supposed to be like a one-off thing? Then they gave it to him, and it's like they wrote more of the role because it was him.
I think so. I think that's what it was. Because I mean, the nature of
Am I making that
Kyoger, I think the nature of Kyoger, that does make sense because he was like he was one of the auxiliary rangers basically. So it was like, oh yeah, you're here, do what you do, and then that's it, And then it's like, no, we got about 3-4 episodes in for you, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I got more episodes. Great.
Right, and also, I'm not making this up, but also didn't he say that he didn't know he was gonna be one till he got on set or something like that? I'm not pulling this out of air, am I?
I don't think you're pulling it out on the air. I do think his character was, like I said, he was supposed to be a one-off character, and it was supposed to just be. It was like he was supposed to be a character that was supposed to be helping out the Rangers, and then it turned into like, oh, you're an actual Ranger yourself, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we got more episodes for you. So it's like, oh, okay, well, this works out very well for me. So RIP to him.
Yeah, and also, old boy from Hibiki,
which main character?
Elder Elder Tachibana.
About to say, I was like, main character dad? No.
Yeah, you didn't see that. I thought I posted that on my feed, like the news dropped, and I was like, oh shit, I'm literally watching that show right now.
I might have missed it because you know how Twitter has been with dickhead running Twitter and stuff, so things just kind of went through a loop. So I probably missed it. I don't know. Did you post it in our group chat, that one, or was it just a regular post?
Just a regular post.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's 2 people. That sucks.
Right.
But anyways, speaking of which, we were at length talking about this and stuff. You see that Power Rangers reignition announcement?
Bro, I told you niggas to leave Power Ranger discourse in 2024. I said that shit at the end of the year. I was like, it's only gonna lead y'all to more heartbreak. Now look
I'm watching people excited, and it's like, look, we had a lengthy conversation last year about Playmates and saying, hey, Godspeed to them. They do good work with Turtles. Hey, this Power Rangers thing could be great, but like at the end of the day, when they made that announcement, I saw MMPR, and I'm like, yeah, I already know what this is. So.
We already knew what it is. And then like the subtitle, like that is so offensive because the title reignition would imply the shit everyone had at some point. Like, let's be fucking for real right now.
Like, I can only assume Playmates did to be petty towards Hasbro, which cool. I'm fine with that. That's great. But I know it's not because you're being petty. You're just doing that to reignite it. Like the franchise just died, even though it didn't die. So yeah, you're right.
Or to say like, oh well, there hasn't been any MMPR since 1993. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Hey, look, I told myself 2025 is going to be the year of me being at peace with Power Rangers, and just whatever happens. I'm just focused on other Toku stuff, and I'm happy. Like,
right, I'm thriving. These motherfuckers on timeline talking about some. Well, they could do Go Juger if they wanted to. Shut up, man. It's over.
But that possibility was dead as soon as Pookie decided, Sentai was too difficult. I didn't want to get into that, but
and read 2 Japanese, you're racist cunt.
two Japanese, that's xenophobia, man. It's a motherfucker.
Man, this motherfucker hits like a brick, don't it?
So all I'm just telling folks is if you got your Power Ranger DVDs, if you rode the pirate waters and got, the episodes of the, Neo Saban era stuff on your hard drive, hey, cherish it, enjoy it. That's Power Rangers
And if
for right now until it comes back. And
if you
that's
know
fine.
what, if you're enjoying the comic book was just announced, they're doing
VR Trooper
Ninja
book.
Turtles crossover 3 and the VR and the VR Trooper book. Like if you're enjoying
That's
that
great.
comic
That's
book,
keeping it alive. That's keeping it alive.
Hey, have your fun. Have your fun. Have your fun. Don't let us yuck your yum. That shit's not for me, but you have at it. You enjoy.
Look, I will say this. I am enjoying it enough because it's at least satiating my Power Rangers kind of sort of thing until they figure it out for a moment. But there is also the other side to the comic where it's just it's like they're doing something new, but it's like they can't let go of MMPR. And when you look at the main character, yeah, that's because it's like, okay, these are new sets of Rangers, but you still kind of got the MMPR stuff with the Dino and stuff, and it's like, but then the other side of it is, oh shit, VR Troopers is in this. All right, cool. That's an interesting wrinkle, but it's like they can't let go of MMPR. They got to keep that in there, and it's like you don't have to, guys. Like you got us excited already on, old girl from Samurai being part of it and stuff. Why try to go back? It's like I said, that's a different thing altogether. But like me and Prom said, hey, if people are happy with what they're doing, I'm fine with it. That keeps the franchise alive in some way, shape, or form. I'm cool with that. Like that it is what it is.
Let's check Thundercats. How are those comic books working out? Keeping the franchise alive. How y'all doing over there? Thundercats, you okay? Thundercats, hello? Lino, Thundercats, ho?
Speaking of which, I find myself in a quandary every time I go to Toko Collectibles and I see those Boom Boongers champion jackets, and I'm like, I want them so bad, man. I just, that shit looks good. It looks dope, man. Like when they showed the power ups in the show, I was like, oh shit, that's dope. But and I sat there in the back of my head like, those look like premium Bandai shit, right? Like off rip, I was like, it's gonna probably be some premium Bandai shit. But then like Toko Collectibles sell, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, I want it so bad. I want them because jackets look dope. They're stylish. I'll wear them.
They are. The shits are quite fresh indeed.
You see have you been watching Kamen Rider, Gav? Or are you kind of like,
yeah, I actually caught up. Yeah, you didn't see it. I was live tweeting that shit when I was watching it.
Okay, I probably missed it.
Yeah, so I took a couple of days and I completely caught up. And I think that shit's kind of rising up in my rankings of the Ray-Ra series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really, really good. Though I will say it's kind of fucking hilarious to me that Twitter plays such a pivotal plot important role in that show. Like that is so fucking funny for some reason.
Feel like very old school DC Comics, like, we gotta save Jason Todd, so dial in and call.
No, nigga, I mean literally like Twitter is a plot point in the show. Like they use social media to information.
I didn't pay attention to that because I've been stockpiling episodes. So when you say that, I was like, wait a minute, what?
No. I mean, like it's an actual like they look for monsters on Twitter or they respond to shit on people's feeds and shit. It's the funniest shit, bro.
That's a measure of just creative genius to me that I think shows here in America could never aspire to. And I don't want to make comparisons, but it's like that's genius, actually. Like, goddamn.
See, I was going to spoil something, but you ain't caught up, so I don't want to ruin.
Like, it's like a real fucking funny thing.
But it's a real fucking funny thing that like resolved the major plot point. like I'll just tweet about it. It's so fucking funny, bro.
Oh
he
my
looked
God.
at the camera and gave a thumbs up. That shit is hilarious, dog.
I gotta wonder like who there making that show decided like give that person a raise. That's all I'm saying. Like you gotta give them a raise, up the budget on Kamen Rider somehow in order to make up for that something, because that is genius if you really did that,
So I mean, I guess what the next logical extension of that be that the next Kamen Rider be a Twitch streamer, or
that could happen. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that would actually create a pretty interesting dynamic though. If you think about it, like a live Twitch of a Kamen Rider that's beating the shit and rider kicking monsters in first person view, like bam, and then your Twitch subscriber count goes up.
I don't know. That could also be like a. I don't know. There are ways you can do that. Let me not give the game away for free. Let me shut the fuck up.
All right. They announced Boom Boonger and King Oger movie, which I mean, I think we
Kind
all
of
knew
late,
that was
isn't
gonna have. I don't know. It's just, I mean, when do they normally do these movies? Isn't it like usually like the same year of the show, like when it's
Yeah, I
ending, or
thought
is
so.
it usually
I
after?
mean, yeah, I thought it was the same year that the current show is airing, either if not in the summer or toward the winter, right?
Yeah, that is kind of damn. Now that you think about it, that is hella fucking late, huh? Then again, like you think about all the movies that they did prior to that, though, like that was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like
man, King
easing
Oja
it.
was popping off, bro. They were
Yeah,
doing
so
everything.
I can
Everything.
yeah, that's why I was like, I guess there's a reason why they just said, hey, let's not do the movie now. Let's just wait and stuff. So hey, gotta get those toy sales up and shit, and champion jackets and King Oger and all that stuff. You gotta get that toy crossovers and all that stuff in mind. So it's understandable, but yeah, it does kind of throw off the timeline, so to speak, on like when you get the movies and stuff, especially when we just got a new Sentai that just dropped. I think it's only like 2 episodes in, I believe. So it's like, like, all right, whatever, cool. More money, that's all it is. Trying to think anything else. Yeah, I think it's been pretty slow, so to speak.
Did we talk about the trademark Kamen Rider Omega yet?
No, we did not. They already trademarked it already?
Yeah, it's the next series up.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know anything other than the name. So
okay. I know. I really don't put much. Yeah, I never put much stock into trademarks and stuff. It's just like, all right, cool. I just wait for the suit, reveal, and then it's like, all right, cool. That's what it is and stuff. So same thing with Ultraman.
Like
I think. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're overdue for a purple Ultraman. We don't have any purple accents anymore. We just had
right.
Tiga and Trigger, I think.
Yeah, Tiga and Trigger were
purple on that bitch.
Purple. I do feel that is the funny thing with Toku guessing games. Like, hey, what's the color scheme for Ultraman this year? I don't know, red and blue, I guess.
It's gonna be red and silver.
I'm
guessing red and silver somewhere. Call me crazy, bro. That's my $1 million guess right there. Put bets on it.
That's why that Ultraman Netflix show was so funny. So, what's the color scheme for these guys? Red and silver? No other color? Nothing? But just red and silver? Yep, that's it. Blue in the eyes. That's about the close you're gonna get.
And like, I understand in the original show because the Ultras are alien species, so obviously they're all gonna look alike. I get that.
Yeah.
But a Netflix show, y'all are wearing Iron Man armor. Y'all can use some fucking color.
Like, what I'm saying? Like, you can throw some go NASCAR-ish a little bit,
Tyro could have had some flame decals on his arms or something. Come on, man.
Predictable, but I've been like, fuck it. All right, flame decals, bet. Got you. We good with that, You could do
a little something. There's a little bit right there.
Jack could have been a little military-esque, a little bit with the design, a little bit. He big, buff. He's the brute. Something.
Big meaty boy.
Yeah, we need all that, but hey.
And speaking of that shit, what is up with them increasing the size of Jack every time he appears in something? Like, you see him in that fucking comic book? Like, what are we doing? What's happening?
Prime,
did y'all take that? I feel like they took that shit with like, well, why does Ultraman Jack look like Ultraman? And Supra was like, and I took that personally.
It's like every year, it's like 1 minute he's like regular size but big. Next thing you know, he's like the size of the Hulk. And I'm like, so is he gonna be like the size of, I don't know, is he gonna be like 50 feet tall now next time around? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
what's happening here? Did y'all really upset about that shit, ain't you?
Y'all lose a bet? Like, what happened here? Like,
they do not look alike. I'll show you fuckers.
You know what? Because I feel this is a good place to actually talk about it. Did you mark out like me at that Samurai Pizza Cat trailer for the game?
That also reminded me that I need to buy the Japanese version on DVD. Like, I got the English dub. I gotta get the Japanese one too.
Yeah, who put those out? Didn't
our Lords and Savior Discotheque.
Yeah, Discotheque. Yeah, I need to get that too. But did you mark out at that game?
Of course I did. Fucking Ronin Warrior Pete. Come on, bro.
I feel that appealed to us otakus because we were like, oh my god, Samurai Pizza.
just for us.
There really was, because people younger than us is like, "What the fuck is this?" I mean, it's anime, cool, but
right. They pushed all the to the side and pointed all at our old asses and go, "This is for you.
you got
right
money.
there.
You got money in this economy. Buy it."
You remember Samurai Pizza Cats?
So you goddamn
I'm still in
right,
the cut
dude.
like, hey,
early morning.
Hey, we need some more Metabot games while y'all at it.
First off, Prime, are you really trying to open that gateway? They already gave us a Digimon open world game. You already know Metabots could happen.
I'm trying to let that shit happen. I'm trying to roll battle, bro.
I gotta buy the other. I gotta buy
bro.
I gotta buy the Japanese Metabots, because I bought the English version from them, so I gotta buy the Japanese one.
Yeah, I need to get on this shit, man. I keep waiting for like a complete box set to come out. Like, why are y'all blue balling me?
See, me and you on the same page. Gotta be sitting back like, maybe put out a whole full.
Right, like just slip all them shits in one box for me. That's all I'm asking.
I was kind of waiting for that with Digimon. That's the only reason why I ended up like breaking down and buying the Japanese and English of season 1 and season 2. And I was like, yeah, all right, fine.
I am doing that. Though, if you notice when you open the disc, especially on the season 1 set, it's like they use different Digimon for all the discs. Because I'm like, they're probably prepping this shit for a big release, bro. They have to.
Well,
because like they use different Digimon, like between the versions, like the English version uses a different set of Digimon, and then the Japanese set uses a different set of Digimon. So I'm like, y'all could have easily slapped all this shit in one box. But that's just me though. That's just me though.
Prime, me and you have been around the anime block of knowing how these companies operate. We were of the school of the Bandai America DVDs, where you get the single releases, and then they finally said, "Hey, you finally get a box set of Gundam Wing," and I'm like, now you put this shit out.
That shit. And you know what? I was about to say, I don't want to hear shit from motherfuckers who did not have to live through Bandai Visual and fucking Pioneer and fucking who was that dropped Tenjo Tenge? What was that company?
No, not Genion.
Was it Genion? It was Genion.
Genion.
If you did not have to live through their bullshit, don't fucking talk to me.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, you might be too young to talk to me. Get the fuck out of my face. You had to do with that bullshit, you nigga.
Oh man. Did you jump on that release for the Kamen Rider the First and the next pre-order that came up?
Again, when they announced it was up on sale, I quote tweeted their account with a gif, a homeboy from Death Note laughing with my confirmed order page summary.
It's like, of course I did. Oh, I told Prime, I told Prime in a group chat, like, I finally, because they actually are putting back out the other Kamen Rider set that came out. They put it out in the box set finally. And I was like, Prime, I'm finally part of the cool kids, because I missed out the first time. Now I got it now.
Right. And I felt so bad for them. Because Media Blasters, they're such bros. I'm not sponsored, by the way. They're not getting
no. We praise Discotech and Media Blasters. Like, they ain't paying us for that shit. They could, you're right, they could.
Boxes are quite empty. you could help a brother out, but
just saying,
I feel so bad because they're such bros. And they initially announced when they're going to do the set, like the store exclusive one on their website was going to have the Kamen Rider World short on it.
Yeah,
it says exclusive to that because they're trying to drive people to pre-order that.
Yeah,
drive out to that. Then they said the regular release is about to come out. And they said first that, oh, no, it's not going to have World on it. Then they said, well, you know what? We're going to put World on it. And then they went, no, we're going to take World off of it. And then they were like getting like motherfuckers was mad. Like they were just getting that shit from all sides when they initially announced like it wasn't going to be on there in the first place. So like I had already expected it to not be on the regular release, even though I hate to be that guy. It doesn't affect me because I bought the store. I was one of the first people that bought that shit. But like I understand, like they said it, then they walked it back, and they walked it back again. So I can understand the disappointment. I get that, but like they initially said, like that was like they what I don't know what to say. Like they initially said they were gonna do it, but then they had to change the heart, then they had to change the heart again. Like I'm sorry.
Hey, look,
it'd be like that. Probably because of the cost or whatever. And then also, didn't they say that the shit is gonna be on the first or the next? So like I think I understand the reasoning. Like they're trying to drive hype for the products. Like the standard release set is for the people who didn't get it at first.
Yeah, makes sense.
And they needed some like to entice it. Yeah. So like I get that. I understand. And like they said, like they talked a lot about it, about how this wasn't cheap for them because Toei is on that bullshit. So like,
I mean, we
I get
Toei's
it.
licensing is just on like 100 for no fucking reason. It's just weird. I
Full of
mean, it's
bullshit.
I mean,
1000%.
Zebra Man is actually getting a special edition Blu-ray. I didn't know this. Like,
Is
I
that
think it's
from
like
them?
yeah, it's from Media Blast. I think there's like it's an actual like a collection, which I'm like, oh, okay. I actually remember watching this when it dropped, like, because it was just like one of those things where everybody kept talking about it, and I was like, oh, let me check out Zebra Man, and I was like, this is actually a very wild ass fucking movie, like, goddamn. But I think they're putting out an actual, like, I think it's like the Ultimate Z Pack.
Man, it's been some years since I've seen Superman.
I know, right? Like, that's man.
The Z Pack. Come on, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
look, man. Look, like I tell
Come
people
on,
all the
man.
time, like the 2000s was a wild time for like a lot of these movies, and just yeah, I mean that, and was it Hokkaido? I think when they came out with that, no, that was like 90s, wasn't it? The Hokkaido?
Mhm. Did you get
Yeah,
that
that was
DVD? I
not.
mean, that Blu-ray? Did you get
No,
a
I
Blu-ray
didn't
that
get it
came
yet.
out?
I need to get it.
You
'Cause
should. You should.
I
It's a
think it's
wonderful transfer. It looks great.
yeah. Look, if the transfer, look, this is Media Blaster, so I know the fucking transfer is probably good. I got friends that bought the Machine Girl box set.
Oh, I still need to get that too. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. But I bought Zerum and Zerum 2. I did buy that because I was just kind of curious on that because I like the anime. So I was like, fuck it, let me just buy the live action ones and kind of bring it on home and just have it as a collection. So why not? So but yeah, Media Blasters, Kamen Rider Legacy Collection for the first and next. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know, maybe you can probably answer this. Why do you think they never continued those series of movies?
The next.
Oh, you think just the response from the next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, that's your fucking fault. Like motherfucker. Like V3 is a very beloved Kamen Rider show. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
all
it
at
is.
home
It's very beloved. I know that. That much I know.
people love V3. And so when you announce you're doing an updated V3, and when I go into the theater and instead of V3 I get the Grudge, I'm entitled to be a little upset. Like, you know what I mean?
Grudge.
I'm entitled to be a little angry.
That's fair. That is very fair. The Grudge.
Now, granted, I love some of the action scenes, and then also it really wasn't a V3 movie either. Like it was like more of
Was this a
the
sequel to the
Shocker Rider
next
art.
feature? Yeah,
Right.
it was basically the next featuring V3. That's really all it was. It's like
Fundamentally
I
transformed his origin. Like, you know, and no disrespect to Kamen Rider Drake over there, but some mighty hard butterfly wings you have to step into there, my guy.
hey look, we talked about fucking shit Kamen Rider. I was like, so you just gonna throw V3 in my face and just try to basically say he's a butterfly now. Get the hell out of my face with that shit. Like I'm fine with it visually, but damn, like you're teasing it, but you know you're not gonna fucking do a follow-up. Like, come on. I mean, if they do a follow-up, that would be amazing, but you know, that's it. That's along the lines of like they just now announced like they're finally gonna do the next Hathaway movie from Gundam, and I'm just sitting back like, so how long y'all been sitting on this again? Like,
Well,
I'm not saying you got to roll it out like year after year, but goddamn, like,
how long did it take them to do Gundam Unicorn?
thank you, Prime.
That
Like,
shit took bro.
Prime, dude, folks, I want you to understand something with Unicorn. If you went to an anime convention, if you just wanted the first episode of the OVA, these motherfuckers were charging $40 for that shit, and I was like, get out of my face with this. Yeah,
40 on DVD.
Thank you, on DVD. And I'm sitting back like, for one episode, 40, get the fuck out of my face, man. I was like, bro, and they were dragging that shit out.
And wasn't that the tail end, right when Bandai Visual in America was about to die?
Yep. Like right when that final one hit. Funny enough, I got Gundam 00 season 1 and 2, and I bought the Mobile Suit Gundam collection 1 and 2, and that was their final rollout before they said, yeah, we're done in America, peace, and they rolled out. So yeah, man, man, we really, this is why I will always sing praises to Discotheque and Media Blasters, because it's like, hey, you know, somebody's doing the Lord's work, and you have to take advantage
Saving
of
them licenses. Yes.
you got to. That's why I'm laughing at just at the fact that Discotech announced that V3 set, and I'm like, so Shout Factory ain't doing shit, right? Gotcha. Clearly.
Thank you for reminding me. I got to pre-order that Kamen Rider Xbox set.
Whoa! They announced that.
You didn't? I thought you knew, nigga. Yes, they
Whoa!
Kamen Rider
Whoa, Prime. You can't see. This is how much I've been out of the fucking loop. God damn it, Elon, you're fucking killing me here.
Yeah, they did. They also announced, was it X? I think they did Jan Person 2. What else? Because Wind Spectre just came out, right? So
okay, I see it now. So wow, huh? Damn. Yeah, Shout Factory, dude. Discotech pretty much did Debo Shout Factory now. Like it's my license.
although I'm still looking at Shout Factory, like, hey man, y'all got a really nice version of Kamen Rider. The first show on their stream.
Oh, you
would like to have it on disc, bro.
You know Discotech is like this, waiting in behind that tree like this. Like, come on, buddy, I'm taking that.
Yeah, they also. I just remember they also announced they're doing the Kakaider, Discotech doing the Kakaider shows. Doing Jan Person. What else are they doing? They're doing that. They coming out the gate swinging, bro. So I'm guessing we're doing good job by buying all that shit. Because didn't they initially say like, hey, if y'all buy Jaspion, we might get more.
So yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, Kamen Rider X got announced. Street Fighter the animated series is finally getting the Blu-ray. Which
yes.
Please listen to that episode that Prime was on for that. Which I was like, yeah, Darkstalkers. That's the other one that's actually getting the Blu-ray.
Darkstalkers USA.
Yeah, Darkstalkers USA, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is.
It's Darkstalkers is Darkstalkers.
Yeah, it is. It is and stuff. But yeah. Cicada. I see a Cicada. And then, like you said, Jan Person. Wow. Yeah, they really, man, gotta keep them both. Yeah, we really are keeping them in fucking business. Like, goddamn.
So I know you saw my post, and I was like, another $500 to Discotech Media.
I feel that's in. As an adult, you have to budget out stuff like bills, house note, and all that stuff. And it's like, all right, $100 for Discotech this month. So we want to put that off to the side. Cool.
Off top.
Now you gotta have a fight with your wife. Like, why you got $100 over here, Discotech? You will never understand this.
Look the other way.
It's for the kids. It's
for the culture.
That's culture. Oh man, but anyways, Kamen Rider Hibiki. I am glad that I didn't I heard things about Hibiki, but I'm glad I didn't do a deep dive into the controversy everybody had with it until after I finished the show.
Bro.
But because okay, so the big thing about Kamen Rider Hibiki is definitely one of the most unorthodox Kamen Rider shows. Like when you look at the Kamen Rider shows that came before it and the shows that came after it, it is obvious it's way different than the other ones, just top to bottom.
Right. And I feel like because of that, there's a lot of, I don't know, misinformation, disinformation that gets spread around in fan communities. Because I don't know if you were around, but because of how different Hibiki was, I remember in a lot of fan spaces, a lot of people talking about how Hibiki wasn't supposed to be a Kamen Rider show. Like there was just another show they were working on. They just slapped Kamen Rider's name on it, and the evidence I saw people citing for that, CJ, is that there's an image of a magazine scan of Hibiki, and next to his name it says something like the Sound Rider or the Echo Rider or something like that. And it was like, see, it was gonna be a different Toku show called Echo Rider Hibiki. CJ, whenever new Kamen Riders are announced, they always get magazine scan, and it's a picture of them with something Rider next to it because they're hyping up the new Kamen Rider. Also, CJ, Kamen Rider was just rejuvenated, brought back to the screen, and competing now in a very crowded boys market now. It was in very high success because now it's going to be being another label name again. Yeah. And you white niggas on Twitter are going to look me in the eye and tell me that no, not just Twitter, but on like message boards and shit.
Yeah.
But you crackers, let me rephrase myself. You
Yeah,
crackers,
you gotta
are gonna
phrase
look
that.
me
You
in
gotta
my
phrase
eye.
that.
They're gonna look me in my eye and tell me that the height of the popularity of after struggling to bring the IP back, they were just gonna tag out and put all their resources into an entirely brand new IP just
Fuck
cause.
no. Like that has never been. I want people to understand, like, that's never been the Toku way. If it ain't Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, or Ultraman, they're not gonna really put resources into a brand new like thing like that unless they can find a way to like tie it into like whatever thing they're doing. Like you look at, was it Kamen Rider Shinobi or whatever? Wasn't that supposed to have its own show or something like that? Or they alleged it was supposed to have its own show?
That was the joke from G. That was the joke from Go. It's not.
Okay. See, this is what happens when I believe folks that actually said that Kamen Rider Shinobi was supposed to get his own show. Right?
Now, I wish Kamen Rider Shinobi had his own show because I love Kamen Rider Shinobi, but and again, I'm going off of memory, so like if I get some details wrong, my bad. But initially, when they're in the planning stages of Hibiki, they wanted to do a remake of other like Toku shows initially. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do, I think, was it Ninja Arashi, or they wanted to have like ninja motifs, whatever. But then Toho announced that Grand Zeiser was going to do a ninja motif, and they said, well, they can't do that. And one of the producers, who I think he was one of the producers from Kuga, what's his name? Damn, his name escapes me. But he just came back to the show. And he did not want to do another like outright traditional air quote Kamen Rider show, and he also wanted them to get away from the Rider versus Rider shit that was in like Ryuki and Blade.
Yeah, Blade especially.
He felt like, right, a lot of that conflict and shit could probably like dilute the Kamen Rider brand. So from the ground up, the show was intended to be a Kamen Rider show. And they wanted it to be like a complete reinvention of what that means. What is Kamen Rider? And focus on like traditional Japanese culture. So that's why it has that different take, that different look. Right. That different feel to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's and the thing of it is, like, here's the thing I remember because again, I was on the message boards a little bit, but I remember seeing, because I think Hibiki came out during that period between Deca and Magic Ranger and Magic Ranger around that time. Because I remember, because I know the promotion for it was always like, oh, we see Hibiki, but then it'd be like Deca Ranger and Magic Ranger in between them. I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing, but it's placed in between it. Funny thing is, apparently Hibiki initially had a magic theme, and they had to walk it back when they found out that Magic Ranger was the next Super Sentai.
I know they were kicking rocks there like, you motherfucker, you gabagool.
So you son of a bitch. God damn it. Now we got to go back to square one. So they ended up kind of
and they couldn't do ninjas.
Can't do it. So it was like, so now they had to go.
Either, so fuck.
So they had to go back to the whole idea of the Oni and kind of like the Japanese culture with that. And that's pretty much the basis of like Hibiki. And the thing about it was that the show was, at least to me when I was watching it, it's very ambitious, has a very shonen aspect to it. Ambitious in the sense of
shonen. Continue fun, sir.
Yeah. So bear in mind the time period that this show came out. CGI ain't that great, but like I can appreciate what they were doing, right? And
I can appreciate what they were trying to do on their
what they but had. But as with anything in Toku, basically the second half they were like, hey man, y'all spending a lot of money on this shit, and that's why the monsters in the second half of the show are just normal sized monsters, and this kind of traditional Kamen Rider fighting the monster kind of thing. And it's like, that's
now I don't know if this is you, but for me, like in that second half when they were not fighting the monsters in like the forest that much anymore, like it felt like it kind of lost some of the sauce. Right. It's like it didn't even feel like Hibiki,
it lost
like
its edge. It lost its edge to me because you had something that was very unique.
Right. It lost its identity a little bit there.
And then once you go to like, you kind of went from something that was very different from other Kamen Riders to stand out to Oh, so now you like the other Kamen Rider shows now. You're fighting in the city, monster of the week. And even on top of that, like some of the character like motivations like took a sharp like 90-degree turn. And I'm like, so were y'all in the writers' room? Did y'all not like sit back and really like assess when these new people took over, like what was sort of the transition for these characters? I'm kind of confused here.
Now I think like the main producer, and again, I'm going from memory, so y'all please forgive me. But the main producer, he stepped away, right?
Yeah, I knew he stepped away.
They never said publicly why he left. We can infer.
Oh yeah,
we can.
It's obvious. We can infer with that shit.
We know what they told that motherfucker to do. He probably
sell
said,
these goddamn toys. You sell these goddamn toys, or else
you sell these motherfucking disc animals, and that get them goddamn guitars right the fuck now. And stop with them goddamn giant CGI monsters. We ain't got that shit in the budget, bro. I felt like before he left, what was it, episode 27, 28, like that real big one. I feel like that was a fuck you to them.
It really was. Like, because I was sitting back, because that's what I said. It's ambitious when he's fighting these monsters, but it's like, it really felt like that was his big joker of like, you know what? If I'm going to get fired, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory, and you ain't going to do shit.
Do what I'm doing. Hold my nuts and watch this shit. And so much for like, was it when the changeover happened? Was it after episode 29? Was it 30?
I thought it was like 28, 29 was when it like switched over.
I thought it was like around.
Hold on. I'm looking at it.
There's a point. There's like a point where it's like a hard stop where you probably could stop the show right there.
Okay, you're right. After episode 29 is when they switched them over. When Toei switched them out. So yeah, we're both right. So 29, 30, yeah, right around there.
Because I remember that episode, like at the end when they're all at the Tachibanas and they all had a little celebration. Like, you probably could stop the show right there.
You can end it right there, and I'll be fine. Like, it's a short season, but fuck it. All right, cool.
You can pull out right there if you want to, big dog.
He's like, I'll take 30 episodes. That's fine. That's great.
It's fine. It's self-contained. Like,
if you want to continue it, do a movie. You know, but like, you're fine. 29 episodes. Yes, it's not 40. It's not the indicative, but fine. But nah, they were like, nah, we gotta sell these goddamn toys. So
you see all these goddamn red Hawk discs, we gotta go. Let's go, bitch. And so they fucking did the retool. And like a lot of things, like look, man. Like I feel like it lost the sauce. Like it was like, I don't know if you remember you was around, but like even motherfuckers in the English side of online fandom discussion, niggas was mad. Like,
but see, I wasn't see when this show came out. See, the thing it is about this show is that like I wasn't really, I was kind of picking and choosing like Kamen Rider shows I was watching around that time. So I didn't really get into Hibiki in that way. It's just I just saw like screen caps and stuff, and I just kind of was like, whatever. And I just went about my way, and I was still watching Magic Ranger and all that stuff. So like that's why I was like going into this. I'm glad I went into it fresh in that mentality of like not looking at the behind the scenes stuff, so I can actually experience that shift. Because like I think it really was like 28, 29. After that, that's when I saw the shift, and I was like, hey, something's up. Like we ain't doing giant monsters anymore. We just regular sized monsters now.
Right, and they also scaled back on what the Makamo looked like because they started looking more like traditional, traditional, but more like standard like Kamen Rider monsters versus like the ones that they had in like the first half of the show. And I also remember
giant
like they
spider
had
house
or the fucking
like that shit.
Or how the Makamo kind of at first looked like Grongi, you know what I'm talking about? When it was just like there's a dude on the suit and you can see like the human behind the eyes and all that shit.
Yeah.
And back when the Oni would breathe fire and they had like the claw fingers and
shit.
Look,
I love when they were breathing fire and doing that shit because it was again very unique. Like it was different. And then now it's like,
and then the Makamo would spray. The Makamo and shit would like spray blood when they would cut and shit. Mm-hmm. And they scaled that back. And like the reason I always heard they scaled it back is because they got complaints from parents groups about the scenes being too violent. And I'm just like, I don't know what to believe, because I'm like, to me it just looked like regular Kamen Rider shit, but like they were saying that shit looked graphic. I'm like, if the Japanese soccer moms had to speak up, I'm like, how bad was this shit scarring their kids?
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You know what it is? Maybe it's just me from us watching not Shin Kamen Rider, but the Kamen Rider Black show. Yeah, Black Sun. Yeah, Black Sun. And seeing the violence in that, right? And seeing the violence in Shin Kamen Rider, right? And then seeing this, it's like, All right.
To be fair, Black Sun is like aimed. It's supposed to be for older audiences. But
Yeah.
like, look at the original Kamen Rider, like the first 13 episodes, like the
Oh, it's
shit they were
violent as
doing in
shit.
there. Like, I don't know, like what the fuck, like I don't know, or look at shit like that was going on in Ryuki and popping off over in Blade. Like, I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck you mean? Like too
I think it
violent? Like,
was
what are you
just. I think, but part of me feels they just saw blood splatter and was like, "Oh my god, we got to free." It's like, all right, I guess. Shit.
doing? Hey,
Like,
sure, I
cool.
guess, but I mean, looks like y'all watch that on a Tuesday afternoon at 2:00. I don't looks normal to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, granted, you know what? The thing is, maybe I can let it go because, think about it. Here in America, parent groups were the same about cartoons here and shit. And it's like,
Which is
all right,
wild to me, because normally they're not though. That's why I was like, how bad was it? How bad was the Scar kid? Was it the rural setting? Because that's the thing though. Also, so the Makamo didn't really appear in cities, right? They appeared in like the rural
mountaintops.
areas, like in the woods. So shit where I guess where the kids could probably plan. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Trying to find a
I mean,
rationale there, bro.
kids playing in the woods. I guess they were like, hey, yeah, violence stuff in the. Look, man, look, we
I mean,
grew up
sure.
in. We were kids in the 90s. Parents thought Power Rangers kicking monsters was so violent. And I'm like, kicking rubber monsters. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean,
Like,
sure.
Laura Zed was maybe the closest you could say that was scary, but come on, like, what are we doing here? Like,
But back on topic though about the changeover from part 1 and part 2.
yeah,
Like, motherfuckers are not like it. I think even like some of the actors in the show were talking about it. Like, if I'm remembering right, I think the dude who played the male presenting Makamo, the Doji,
yeah,
and I also think Hibiki himself came out and they were like, hey, yo, like the show is not hitting the same no more. Like,
yeah.
they done
Especially for
changed
what
the
they were, especially for what they were doing in the first half of like, because this show, let's say movie, this show is also a bit different because like the main protagonist you're following is a kid. And
Right, and I just want to say, to be honest, like the show is more of a coming of age story for Asumu more than it is a superhero show.
yeah, so you're not following Hibiki directly. You're following this kid who's getting sort of slice of life advice from Hibiki, who also he isn't giving this kid direct answers. He's just giving him like, hey, here's the advice. You figure it out. Cause Hibiki himself had to figure this shit out. Like he didn't just like,
Right.
oh, I'm dope as hell from jump. Like, no, he had to figure this stuff out himself. So
What's that episode when they were talking to Hibiki in the little restaurant or whatever, and they're like, you should do better about Awesome. He really looks up to you. And Hibiki's like, I didn't have a fucking mentor. What the fuck? What the fuck you want me to do?
I figured it out myself. Like,
Figure this shit out. Like, I'm not good at this because I don't know how to do that. Like, what the fuck? And then you got Awesome over here.
I said that's some Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model shit. Like, all right, cool.
And you got Awesome over here, fatherless behavior.
Like, what's the point of having
Following this
kids,
strange
bro?
man in the woods. Like, what are we doing?
It's like, first off, kid, where's your mom? All right. Why are you here?
First of all, I'll say this though. His mom was cool as shit. Like, she was laid back as a motherfucker. And like, whatever she wasn't in the show, like I noticed she wasn't in the show because she
Yeah.
like, where's his mom? We're like, literally, where's your mother?
It's like we couldn't pay her enough, so she's sparingly,
Right.
sparingly.
I was figuring that shit between the change from part 1 to part 2. I didn't notice how many women were in the first opening till they weren't there anymore.
Oh yeah, look, that's what makes it suck
Like,
because I think we've talked about this. Like, there are certain, like, when people talk about Kamen Rider or even Toku in general, when it comes to how to write the women, right? Especially on the Kamen Rider side, that second half was damning in how like the women just got relegated to background immediately.
Disappear, like,
bro. What?
Dude, the women.
Dude, like, what's her face that transformed into a Kamen Rider, and it was like grand opening, what was her face? She transformed. Kira. Yeah, Kira. She was in it literally for like one episode. I'm like, so we're not doing anything more with her. Nothing. Just. All right, cool. I guess.
What made me so angry about that shit is they set her up for a home run because she's
Ibuki's
apprentice.
Yeah,
and we get like bits and pieces of her backstory about why she's doing this. Like, she got this chip on her shoulder. We find out that like her parents were killed by the Makamo, and
good
like
motivation.
Then
I was like, all right,
right. And then like they recontextualize it as like, so why do you want to become an Oni? And they're like, what's the driving force? Like, why are you doing this? Is it for revenge? Like, that's not going to bring. So then they also parallel that with Zanki's mentor, and so they kind of like cross paths, and she questions herself, and then like they kind of really just like drop the ball with her, where she's like, well, I don't want to do it no more because you're being like, what are we doing? What like you didn't even like, I don't know, man. Like it's just so fucking frustrating watching that shit, and it makes me like kind of happy that she gets some justification, just some in a decade when they get to come back and she gets to actually like fucking transform and shit.
Yeah, Decade was probably the one where it's like, and I think it did help because, like I said, we talked about Decade, but then going back to watch this, it is like a stark difference in how in Decade they, like you said, they really did expand on her character. It just sucked that it had to be Decade to do that shit and not this fucking show. And it's like, it's just,
But then to be fair, the character assassinations are equal opportunity because they fucked up Awesome at the end too. So
oh yeah, they did. I mean, look,
fair is fair. I guess fair is fair.
All I'm saying is, Prime, like, how do you go from the start of the series, we're following this kid's journey, and then the end of the show, he's a doctor, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? Like,
it's like it feels like they didn't. I don't know, because I've heard rumors that the final script, which by the way, I thought because I had already watched the show, like I thought the last episode I wasn't gonna be as mad as I was when I watched it back then. Turns out, CJ, I was madder because I was watching this shit in like HD, the Blu-ray transfer, crisp as fuck, and watching that transition from episode 47 to 48, where then it does the cut where Hibiki's getting swarmed by the Makamo, he's fighting the motherfuckers off, and then they do their hard. And 1 year later, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I almost fucking flipped my computer. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I have seen blue balls in my lifetime in movies and television shows. That might top it out easily.
Now
that might easily top it out.
Bro, that shit is so infuriating. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard a while back that the last script, the script was like, I think it was either being rewritten the day before or the day of filming.
God
damn. And so they also didn't know ultimately if Awesome was going to be an Oni or walk a path away, because again, this comes from the transitioning from part 1 to part 2 of the show. But like I remember hearing some plans that like if Awesome was gonna be an Oni, then like it had to be like coming like a cost, like maybe like Hibiki dies and he takes up the name.
See, I was assuming that Asuma was going to actually, because the way his trajectory in the first half was going, I thought it was going to be a situation where Hibiki was going to pass it on to him, and he was going to back out of it.
CJ. Yeah, in a logical story, that's what would have happened.
So when the second half hits and it's a little different, I'm like, okay, this is a little weird, but maybe in a weird way it might transition into him getting the powers, and then like into the show, he's a doctor, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, why is he what?
And it also kind of feels like the show didn't know what to do with Awesome in the second half, to be honest with you, because like they stripped out a lot of the elements that he brought to the show, and unfortunately a lot of the elements he had with the show was a lot of the women. So like his female friend, she basically stopped appearing for most of the show. His mom, she didn't appear as frequently. His two friends from the beginning, they dropped off the face of the earth, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, like Judy from fucking Family Matters. It's like, damn, like
they went to that side of the camera. Right.
They got lost in the woods somewhere, so we'll find them eventually.
I mean, the Makamo, they everywhere, bro. Protect your neck. And so like it felt like they didn't know what to do with him. It felt like they were struggling to keep him in the show. And I guess that's probably one of the reasons why they introduced that industry plant character.
Why industry plant, sir? Why industry plant?
Where the fuck did he come from? Like, who thought that character was a good idea? What the fuck?
I just, the thing of it is for me, that second half though, like Asuma aside though, I think the two that really kind of irked me was what they did to Ibuki and Todoroki. Yeah, like because they went from like mainstays in the first half, and it's like the second half they kind of just got relegated to just background players in a way that.
You talking about Eki and his homeboy who, damn, Or are you talking about the guitar Oni?
The guitar only.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like feeling some way because I'm like, you kind of made him like he was both one of three major players, and in the second half, it's like so Hibiki's the main guy, and the other two are just there. Cool, and that's on top of like with Hibiki's like power up in the show too.
Right.
Like that power up in that second half felt like such a mandate of we need to sell toys, so going ahead and give Hibiki this sword and this power up and go.
Oh, bro. Niggas online they hated that sword, bro. Niggas was mad. They're like, how do you go from music instruments to a fucking sword? And then you can be like, well, the sword is a microphone.
They tried so hard to try to like, because again, this is a series that's like that started off very musical based and such in nature, and it's like, again, it's a little unorthodox, Kamen Rider beating the drums on the monsters and defeating them and stuff. It's a little different, but again, it's something that it was very unique for that show, and then it's just now you just made it a very bargain bin, not
regular
Kamen
like standard regular Kamen Rider.
Standard regular Kamen Rider, and it's like that's not what people wanted, I guess. I don't fucking know.
To be fair, I will say like how he got the power up in the movie was kind of dumb. I mean, the show was kind of dumb, but how he got in the movie, I felt made more sense.
So what did it do in the movie? Because I didn't watch it. Because after I watched the show, I kind of forgot that they did a movie for this. So how did they do it in the movie compared to the show?
All right. So in the movie, Hibiki gets injured in a Makamo attack, and while they're trying to research the Makamo, Asum reads a history book that's basically Seven Samurai, but with Oni. Okay. And then a sword was made for a past Hibiki by his mentor, by one of his mentor, by his apprentice who died, and that sword was lost, and it has ties to the founding of the organization Takeshi. And so when Hibiki gets healed to go back and fight the Makamo, they find the sword again and give it to that Hibiki, and it's like, oh, this sword was always meant for you. So it makes a little more sense thematically because it ties to the history of the Hibiki role, the mentorship. Yeah. It thematically it makes more sense in the movie what they did, how he gets it.
That could have been a good like 3-parter arc in the show. Like
it could have been.
Wow,
but it wasn't.
That movie sounds like an apology for the show in a way. It really does.
I think dude. So I don't know, because I think the dude who worked on the movie, I think he's one of the ones who stepped in as a showrunner for the second half. So no, bro.
Okay, I don't want to give him too much credit and stuff.
Don't gas him up that much, bro. Now, if you do want to see Awesome become Hibiki, you can watch the Hyper Battle DVD if you want. I wouldn't.
Isn't that on it's probably up on YouTube, ain't it?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Did you have any favorite monsters from out of, at least from the first half at the very least? I know the second half is like,
yeah. I liked the Bakaneko, the cat demons, because they had like that really cool scene from was it in the church or that outhouse they were in?
I think it was the church that they were in.
That was a real cool scene. And to be honest, I really liked the white puppet and the black puppet. I thought they were kind of dope. That's just me though.
I mean, I was a fan of the giant crab because giant animals of any kind is always fun to watch. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
you know what, sir? True.
I mean, that's why I brought up earlier the Spider House. I was like, that was crazy, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like the Spider House too, and I also like the crab from when they did that callback from Decade when they did that awesome sequence.
Yeah, them bringing up Orochi, which, I mean, look, if you're doing Japanese folklore of any kind, you got to have Orochi in there in some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, speaking of that shit, like I'll be fair. I'll say I also liked in the second half that fox demon with the fire tie around his neck.
Oh yeah. Look, if there's one thing we know about Toei, they can repurpose some moss suits and really get something out of it. They'll throw it out till the wheels fall off on it. So I'm pretty sure that that fox suit looked like they used it for not Ryuki. Fuck, what series was it? God damn it. I'm like really like fucking up on the name of the shows. Hold up, which Kamen Rider was it? Gaim. I think Gaim had an actual fox monster in that show, if I remember correctly.
I'm trying to remember, but I need to go back and look at Gaim again.
I know, that's why I'm like, I could have sworn Gaim had like a fox monster that they fought in that
Bro,
series.
I was tripping because I thought the Bakeneko popped up again. I was like, I know I'm seeing this motherfucker in some, because you know they reuse monsters and shit for like group shots and movies and but I could have sworn they used that at least a design like that. Was it in Geki Ranger or was it in
Geki Ranger will probably be the one they might use. You know what? I'm thinking that fox monster might have been used in Geki Ranger, considering the kung fu motif and stuff. That would actually probably make more sense.
Like I could have sworn I seen the motherfucker somewhere else before, but maybe that's just me tripping.
Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, Prime, because at least for me, I would be interested in another Kamen Rider series that kind of does what Hibiki did. But do you think that they would ever revisit something like this in Kamen Rider,
As
a new series?
As Kamen Rider exists as the IP juggernaut that it is now, I would say they're not. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I was just gonna say, never say never. But I don't know. I don't know because I'm thinking about God right now, and I'm thinking about how Kamen Riders look now, which are very toyetic. Which is, I'm not saying that as a negative. Like, you know, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It just is what it is. That's just the nature to play the game. That's the price of admission. I don't know. I don't know. Like exactly like Hibiki. I don't know, man.
Not exactly like Hibiki, but just going off the beaten path in terms of like how you structure your show, and even with the suit being, because Hibiki
gonna do that.
But I'm saying Hibiki doesn't have the bug eyes. Like the suits look dope as shit. I ain't gonna fucking lie. All them fucking Oni suits are like dope as hell to me. Like if anything, if you ask me my favorite Kamen Rider suits, it would be from Hibiki, because all of them are so drastically different from one another, but they have a uniform look to them that still makes them unique.
I was going to say, you know what? That's kind of what Kamen Rider does, because like Gav is not the same as Geets, and Geets is not the same as Gachard. So like they play around with structures and shit all the time. But I thought you meant more like that similar flavor like Hibiki.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying similar flavor in Hibiki in terms of doing a suit that doesn't have the typical bug eyes and just doing something that's just like, just out there, just cause.
You know, not having the bug eyes, maybe not the bug eyes, but it's gonna have some element of a Kamen Rider, or is a more recognizable Kamen Rider. Because to be fair, if you lined up Hibiki with other Kamen Riders, you didn't tell me that was a Kamen Rider, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I really wouldn't, because they'd be like, what is that?
Because even if they all have like different, I was just gonna say, even if they all have like different like elements in their individuality, like they all have unifying features that you could know, oh, that's a Kamen Rider. Even like Wizard, even though he doesn't have the traditional like segmented bug eyes, like he has a big ass.
Yeah, it's something there to signify it.
That's the Kamen Rider.
Yeah. I'm really kind of curious though how much the suits have held up, because I remember watching Decade and seeing that the AR world for Hibiki, and I was like, the suits kind of held up a little bit.
If nothing else, because Hibiki just popped up in what was it, Superhero Seki?
I didn't see that. He was in that.
Yeah, the Saber Zenkaiju movie, right?
See, I didn't watch the Saber Zenkaiju movie though. I need to watch that. I don't know why I didn't. Huh? I'm really slipping on that. I'm really slipping on that.
Man, you falling behind, bro. Get your game up.
Hey, look, it is what it is. You know, it's there and stuff. But you know what? I will say this though about this show, which will probably make me rewatch it. I'm wondering, how would the DVD release of this show be in terms of the transfer and all that stuff? Because, like I said, I think watching it, I kind of want to rewatch it again, even after watching it again, just because, like, all right, now that I know how the second half is, maybe I can try to find a way to justify the stuff. But That's the thing, because
The
it's like you
narrator,
always.
he can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if I rewatch it again, can I justify maybe I'm tripping and not seeing that? And it's like,
No, you seen we also, bro. You seen it. You seen it, bro.
It's what it is. It's
All
how
right,
it
now
is.
speaking outside the core three.
Yeah.
Speaking outside the core three, do you have any other favorite Oni?
Donkey. Glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I gotta wear
That's
glasses
fair.
and
That's fair.
reporter, extraordinaire.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Shout out to my guy Sabaki, Jobber Supreme. I felt so bad for him, bro.
The Brooklyn Brawler of the show.
Bro, he was getting his ass kicked on screen and off screen, bro. Like, goddamn, Sabaki, what it was? I'm gonna need you to lock in, bro.
So you are Ani, and you out here fucking just getting your shit pushed in every single time. It's like, yo, fight back, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Every time he got mentioned, every time he came up, like, what was it, like episode 8? Like, oh man, Sabaki got fucked up. Like, damn, Sabaki got fucked up off camera like that. Like, oh, he could just transform again. I think he got one King Dingaling moment when they did like that triple attack when it was him, Todoroki, and Ibuki.
Well, of course, he was by himself. He's getting worked. Of course, he's gonna be fucking
right.
Got no choice.
Walk on that whole show.
But I think what sucks about him though is the fact that like when you look at his suit design, it's like, damn, he look fucking badass. Like, all right, cool.
He looked. I'm gonna be honest. I think he looks cooler than Hibiki. Like that suit looked tight.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm like, so you just get kneecapped every single time. Like we just, all right, cool.
Whenever Kasumi would go, oh, we sent Sabaki out there. I was like, oh, he gonna get his ass on his back in a minute. Oh no.
He gonna get back. He end up looking like Goku when he gets fucked up and he's like leaning over like this and shit. Get just like, bro, you all right? Like
we sent Sabaki. You might as well go and send Todoroki behind him. You might know why you been playing these games. Why y'all even wasting folks' time like that?
Gonna need backup, buddy. Just go ahead.
Might as well go call Hibiki right now while you at it. Why you tripping?
Just go ahead and just have Shuki, just going ahead and pair up over her. At least she'll do something. All right.
At least she'll find use of him.
Somebody can get his ass whooped. She's like, somebody gets his ass whooped and fucking shoot. He's like, all right. They wore him down. Now it's my time. And then boom, she wins. And it's like, well, of course, because Sabaki got his ass whooped.
That's why I never want to hear discussions on motherfuckers on Twitter talking some, oh, Valvrave is a jobber or so-and-so is a jobber. Are they Sabaki?
Nobody. Let me introduce you to Kamen Rider Sabaki.
Let's be for real right now, dog.
It's the Yamcha of Kamen Rider Hibiki.
That fucking Rhino was fucking celebrating. I was like, bro, you beat their Yamcha. Calm down.
It's like, chill.
Why you stomping this shit?
Hey, you know it was weird because you asked me, did I watch the movie? I didn't, but I was looking at some of the movie ones. Kamen Rider Kabuki. I actually like the design of that.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, cause I know Decades. The secondary writer for Decade. What's his face? The End. Bro, actually used Kabuki multiple times in that show. I'm like, well, I guess that character must be really good. So, all right, cool.
I mean, he's a really good character in that movie. I think you should watch it, bro.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it after we're done with this now because I'm like, all right, cool.
Maybe.
Did you have
commentary? Huh?
We should. You know what? We should. Good idea, sir. Good idea. See, Prime? Thinking.
Always playing 5D chess, my guy.
That's why you're the MVP of, Morphin Metacast. Just the ideas. Did you have any fave ones besides Kabuki in the movie though for you?
Outside the movie, I like the dude who could fly. The fuck, what's his name? What's the motherfucker that could fly? I like that nigga.
Dude, they did novels of. Wow. See, I'd be slacking on some of the novel exclusive writers in some of these shows because I never read the novels of some of these shows.
All right, and I wish they would translate some of these shit.
They never had
Is
pictures of
it?
them.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh,
Karameki. That's one. That's one of the ones I like.
oh, okay.
Treasure Hunter Extraordinaire. I like that dude.
You know what? I need to find a way to watch the stage shows for some of these Kamen Rider shows too, because apparently, like the stage shows introduced a lot of like other writers too and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so which makes me wonder, like, even with the issues of the second half, it's making me wonder, like, is this a G Gundam situation where it might have been popular somehow, some way, if especially with them introducing all this?
Well, here's the thing. As far as I knew, I think, and again, I'm going off of memory, but I think this might have been one of the shows where they realized that Kamen Rider has a large older audience as well. Because even though there were some low toy sales and some low viewership in the early half, when the changeover happened, all the older fans were online mad as fuck. And Toy was like, now, wait a minute. I
We
beg your
didn't ask for
pardon.
this.
Who the fuck are you people?
It's like we gave you monsters. You like the Tengu, don't you? Yeah, he's big. He's great. You like it, right? No, no, we're not liking this. Where's our giant Godzilla monsters? All right, Jesus.
You don't like the little stone dudes? You don't like them? The little tree monsters? You don't like them?
No, where's my giant goddamn monster?
Where's my goddamn giant eel toy?
This is why I don't blame anybody being mad, because like when we talk about fans being mad about something, right? Like we can be mad about stuff, but normally it's just like petty shit that's like, all right, did it really hamper the show? Not really. It's just like I wish they just went in a different direction. This was probably like the first time that it's like, yeah, I kind of understand why everybody was pissed off at the second half, because you kind of diverted way off reservation from what you initially started. All right, cool. I get you. I feel you.
Right, bro. We rolled up to Popeyes and you pulled around the corner to fucking White Castle. What are we doing? What is happening here, dog?
Well, first off, White Castle's good, so you have to go to like something like KFC or something. And it's like, all right,
I was like something entirely different because that's what happened. Like I expected this
yeah.
one thing. I went in and said, let me get a birria. You came out to the table and made me a goddamn enchilada. That's not what the fuck I said. That's not what I said.
Didn't ask for this.
I didn't answer this.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Or I'm eating my birria and halfway through you snatch the shit out of my hand and put a fucking quesadilla. Like what are we doing? What's happening here?
Something else that in the second half I meant to mention too is that in the second half of the show, Hibiki ends up coming across another kid who has like a sort of like a strange relationship from his dad, and I'm like, oh, so
the industry
got another, yeah, it's just so we got the industry plan. So I'm like, so we just go from one kid who had a really good character arc, and then now you're giving me another kid that you artificially created a problem. It's like, I hate my dad. Why do you hate your dad? Like, break this down for me on why you were estranged from your dad. Like, why do you not like him? Like,
I don't know. If I was Hibiki, I'd be like, why am I attracting all these fatherless children? What is happening? What is it about me?
It's like, I don't even want kids. Why?
Like, what is happening?
It's like, I'm not a role model. I don't care.
And like, old boy was so insecure. Like, he's the worst. He's so bad. He's like one of the worst characters I ever seen in the show, bro. He's like, how are you arrogant and that insecure at the same time? It's like, oh, I can beat you in chess, or I can beat you in like a drinking game. It's like, okay, well then let's go for a swimming match. Oh no, I got a cramp in my leg.
Good. Oh god,
my ankle. You know that shit when they were doing their training, when they were playing basketball and shit. And he said, oh, I gotta cramp my hand. Oh, I gotta cramp my ankle. And he got in the water, and Beaky was looking at him, was like, "Where's the cramp at this time? You busted bitch."
It's like, I tricked you. Now what? What you gonna do now,
motherfucker?
Oh
man, as fuck. And you know what? Shout outs to homeboy, because I'm glad he got the run back, because he got to be Zeronis and Dino. Got some redemption. Shout outs to him.
Yeah, I mean, because didn't him and other dude, he was in he was Wolf. He was Wolf.
Yeah, Zinky. He was
Zinky. Yeah, Kiva. So yeah, Zinky and Kiva, and he was also in Go Andre.
But to be fair, like Zinky wasn't a shitty character though.
No, he really wasn't.
That wasn't Go on Go, bro.
I thought he was Go on Gold.
He was
I thought it was the same guy.
No, Go on Gold was Kick Hopper.
Okay, no.
Kabuto.
See, this is how you know.
Are you saying Asian people look alike, bro? Are
No,
you
I'm
saying
not.
they look alike, dude?
No, I'm not. Here at Morphin Metacast, we love Japanese folks. Oh, God.
A little too much is our problem. a little too much. That might be the issue with us.
Let me go back and watch Jack Reacher. How about I watch that just so I can just purge out of my mind right now?
By the way, if you see the first episode of the season, bro, like, so like, we gotta wait like 4 years between seasons, and you're gonna waste half of this episode. You know what, dog? You know what, man?
So you lucky I like you, Alan Richmond. our white
lucky
ally.
This show is excellent. You lucky this show is excellent, or I'll be fucking angry right now.
Speaking of which, if I had to cast that Ultraman show for like live action and stuff, I would literally get Alan Richmond to play Kamen Rider Jack. You don't even have to make a mech suit for him; just mold it around his body, and he's Kamen Rider Jack.
Just paint it on him.
That's all you got to do. It's like
real slow.
Hey, Alan, just we want you to have sleeveless shirts, and we're just gonna paint the shits, silver and red. You see.
Make sure you dip it in the silver. Slowly.
Slowly.
Yeah, that's
that dude is ridiculously big for no fucking reason.
And I love they found a dude 3 times his size. Where are they building, you white boys? What the fuck? Where did y'all come from?
Well, they're an ancient species, Prime, because there's plenty of big black men out here. So they're an endangered species. So you get somebody bigger than Alan Richmond. It's that dude and Reacher in the mountain. Those are the only 2 big white guys you ever know out here, all right?
We got to put them on the game preserve. We have to protect them. They're being hunted to extinction. The fucking snow bunny mind control getting them.
No, and the third guy that was it Fast 6 that The Rock and Vin Diesel had to fight? Had to fucking clothesline. Thank you. So it's 3.
What the fuck that doing? Where are they finding you motherfuckers?
You found
a farm somewhere?
You found a guy that could just dwarf Vin Diesel and The Rock. I'm like, that is
dwarf
impossible.
The Rock. Like, what the fuck?
And The Rock was on HGH and jacked in that fucking movie. You found somebody bigger than him. So you found somebody bigger than Alan Richmond. I'm like, so how is Reacher going to kill this guy? Because Reacher's going to kill him. How is he going to do it? Is it going to be Indiana Jones shoot him and that's it? Or like, then again, that dude he eats bullets. So I don't know if gun is going to really work.
As a light snack, not even for breakfast. Like that's my pre-game prep for our workout.
Just shoot him in the chest. And he's like, what was that? Like, okay.
Right, or for my cereal in the morning. What the fuck?
So you know what, guy? You win. I'm done. Reacher out.
Sprinkle some sawdust on it real quick.
That is definitely a guy I would not want to fight. I'm not even a person that fights like that, but that's like I would be. Dude, he look like he eats cinder blocks.
I'm like, why are we doing CGI Mark Ruffalo? This nigga should be the host.
Thank you.
Paint his ass green. What are we doing? This big motherfucker.
Why are we using Mark Ruffalo?
I'm serious.
I gotta be honest with you. If Toei wanted to, they can get some of these big guys to go over there and just make them like monster of the week every week. It'd just be some giant monster, just some giant dude. Your only job is to be in a different monster suit every week.
I'm actually
just
surprised
making money
more often with the wrestlers over there. Like I know they pop up sometimes, but like
they pop up sometimes and stuff.
More consistent, bro.
Yeah, because Tanahashi was in one of the Kamen Rider. He was in one of the Kamen. I think he was a Kamen Rider.
Was he in Gaim?
Yeah, he was in Gaim. Yeah, I think he was in Gaim.
Or was it Ghost? Who was that in Ghost?
No. It was the what was the Kamen Rider season with the spider Kamen Rider? That's the one
Oh, Revice.
Tanahashi.
Yes,
Yeah,
Revice. He was in
yeah,
that movie
Revice. Yeah,
with
Tanahashi was in the Revice movie.
with Ultraman powered.
Yeah. Ken Kazugi.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, wrestling.
Don't
You
you
know
love
what?
how I just call him Ultraman powered?
In our hearts, Prime, he is Ultraman powered.
Always and
Not
forevermore.
Kaku Ranger Black. Ultraman power.
Oh, that's Ultraman powered over there. Put some respect.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Ken Kazugi is like. I mean, I was a Power Ranger, like
Yeah,
Ultraman school.
yeah.
No, Ultraman power. Ultraman power.
Ultraman power. Yeah. Ninja Black was whatever the fuck.
I mean, yeah, you were Jackets Ninja Black. We loved you.
You fought Zeton, man. You fought Zeton. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
You honored your dad very much, but Ultraman powered. That's just embrace that very much. But nah, it does make sense and stuff because it's just like, yeah, you just get a wrestler to be in a Kamen Rider show as a monster and then profit. Done.
I mean, I guess.
Nah, but I did like how, like, when you get to the end where Hibiki and Asuma like reconnect, I was like, I mean, that's cool, but goddamn, like, we had to get through all this just to get to them finally reconnecting. Like,
and then what makes me so mad about this shit at the end? It's like they have a repeat of a conversation they had from the first half. I'm like, why does it feel like we just went in a circle? Like, what the fuck?
To your point, they could have easily, you know what? Here's the perfect ending. You ended at 29, and 30 is literally like 4 years later, we revisit that. Because at least then you can at least ditch all that bullshit. And it's just like the 30th episode is literally like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, dude.
Oh, Blackwing, you missed that shit, bro.
Oh, yeah. Prime was like, bro, that is bar none a cardinal sin. It's like, you know what that reminds me of? It's kind of like, and they actually rectified it in Ryuki. Remember that? I think it was the episode final where it was like Ryuki and Oh Boy, and it was like the finale where it was like all the other fucking, and it's like, so we're gonna revisit that? No. And then they actually did finally like revisit that. If they never revisit that, all of us would have been like, the fuck? Like, what happened?
Bro, and it's the fact that they were hyping that shit up for like toward the tail end of the second half show. They were like, oh, the Orochu's coming, the Makamura driving wild. And I love how
is coming.
The man and the woman in the house, they were like, hey, we got to get a handle on that shit. Because we actually like the way the planet is right now. We would rather not have all the humans die at once because we're enjoying this feeding one at a time thing. And like they built that shit up, and then they had the audacity, CJ, the unmitigated gall to make that shit look cool as fuck. Like Hibiki had never been that locked the fuck in, and that fucking episode where he was like rolling through with the fucking the tampa in one hand, the sword in the other hand, just going through slashing up niggas. He gets to that fucking drum, the purifying drum, he's banging on that shit, getting swarmed, like do a tap with the drum, sword swiping nigga coming at him, he's going pap pap pap. I'm like, oh man, this fight gonna be epic. Todoroki and Ibuki, they rolled through with the backup. I'm like, this fight gonna be amazing. Gonna be 1 year later. You know what, nigga?
Blackwing brought up something about Kyosuke. I like how they hyped him up, like, and then he transforms, and then nothing came of that like at all. And I'm like,
at least he got more than Akira. He got a half of a fight before he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. But still, it's like you hype him up as this thing, and it's like, so that was it. Nothing.
Although I do say I like that suit. I just wish Awesome was in it. Is my thing. That's my issue.
What? But that goes back to what we were saying. Like, I think the original plan was for him to be in that suit before they sat there and switched it up, and that would have been great. And like, instead of just like, oh, now he's playing ER doctor, it's like, I guess, like.
And I'm like, we already had that conversation. Like, it felt like the show, for a show about growth, for us to end where we started. Right. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? Even if he didn't become an Oni, which I don't agree with, but even if he did not become an Oni, like, I feel like the resolution should have been handled better because, again, they've already had this discussion like 2 times in the show already. Because, like, was it like episode 4 or was it 5 where he asked him like, "Do you want to be an Oni?" And he was like, "Nah, not really." Then all of a sudden, like, I want to be an Oni.
That is true, because that is the mystery of it all. Because that was something that I read up on, was the fact that like everybody assumed they had an idea of what what's his face wanted to write for like the series going towards the end, but nothing.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't think he's ever even talked about it.
And
Like
again,
what
we don't even know why he left the show. We just, like I said, we only speculate. Like no one,
which
I don't think.
sucks.
Again, I don't think anybody said anything publicly other than speculation. But like, we don't even know why he was kicked off the show. So like, we don't know what the original plans were. But I do know, if I remember right, this was a really big controversy. Like, because it was like it was kind of unprecedented at the time, I believe.
Yeah, because I think put it this way, and if you were talking all the Kamen Rider shows that we've talked about so far, I think the only thing next to this show when it came to controversy was probably I want to say 01 with the COVID shit.
Right.
Which even then, they still kept their writers. It was just a case of them just
and that was out of their hand. That's out of their control. Yeah.
That was just them kind of BSing around a little bit with some of their writing for this. But this was just like, this probably was the only Kamen Rider show where it was like very unprecedented.
And my question is, if y'all stepping in shit, how come the fuck y'all didn't step in and save Revice? The fuck?
Hold on. Because Raphael says mainly because budget from other, but I've heard that they were using expensive cameras, filming in the forest. That could be a thing too. Because I think I do feel a lot of X factors when it comes to Toku shows always comes down to budgets and money and toy sales, because it's a mandate. It's a mandate. It's a mandate, and that might be why, like when you look at, like you were bringing up with Blade and Ryuki, when it came to the writer on writer things, that helped with toy sales for those shows, because it's like, hey, all them belts, all the cards for the belts in Ryuki. Blade had all the different cards for all the characters and all that stuff. That pushes, even if the story was just okay, it's enough to where you get people buying so much toys, and it's like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. And now you have this show where it's like, to be honest with you, I don't even remember what toys were sold for Hibiki.
And to be honest, like, were the disc animals really moving that much merchandise? To be honest,
that's what I'm saying. It's like we're other than the main rider toys, the henshin devices and stuff, but like, what else could you sell?
Which was a tuning fork,
and a guitar, and a horn, a trumpet. All right, cool. Like, what else you got? Which might tie into why we might not see a memorial edition of Hibiki toys. Knock on wood on that.
Didn't they announce the tuning fork? Am I tripping?
I don't think so. Shit, let me look that up.
Double check me, because I thought I saw somebody talking about that, or maybe they were doing a wish list. I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like a wish edition. Complete selection modification, CSM.
Okay. Now,
which that's typical.
Personally, I would love to have the on Gekbo Reika.
Yeah, 20th anniversary CSM for Hibiki.
Yeah, thank you. I know I'm not tripping. I know I saw something.
Yeah, but the toy wise, it was the tuning fork. Yeah, it was a tuning fork, the belt,
the on
Gekbo. Yeah, and then the sword. That was pretty much it. So yeah. I mean, past that, the closest you're going to get is maybe the DN gun with the different Hibiki cards. Decade with the Hibiki cards. That's about as close as you're going to get on that, which is a shame, because I mean, look, I will take a tuning fork, Memorial Edition. Fuck, why not?
If it's a real tuning fork, yeah.
Yes. Granted, I would rather take the guitar over the tuning fork personally, just for the aesthetics. Personally, that's just me. Because hold up? That horn that Bosco uses in Gokaiger, did they ever release that as a toy?
You know what? I don't know. That'll be some prime candidate if it haven't.
Yeah, CSM Hibiki, yeah. So that tracks. CSM, I think that's probably like very like not as it's going to cost a lot of money to do versus doing a memorial edition and hoping to God, you know, you get a memorial of a tuning fork and hope that people buy the toy and stuff. And it's like, I don't know if people gonna really buy it per se.
It'll be purely for Hibiki fans, 100%, thoroughly for them.
But you would have to do limited edition on that. So, But hey, that's Hibiki in a nutshell. God, man.
Would you recommend Hibiki?
I say watch it just cause, but don't just go in with low expectations. Like I said, at least for me, it softened the blow not reading up on the behind the scenes stuff and just watching it straight up. So like reading up behind it, it actually finally like, oh, that's why this character was acting this way. Oh, that's why we got these writers that didn't do anything. Oh, that's why this character's motivation just took a sharp U-turn the other way. And then the ending is just like, but I will say this though, Blackwing has a point. If you're a first-time Kamen Rider writer, I wouldn't recommend this show personally. This is one of those like you have to at least watch.
Are you series. In? Like, are you?
In? Are you in? Because if you watch, it's like I will say this: if Hibiki is your very first writer, and you come out of it, however you feel, if you go back and watch Ryuki or Kuga, hell, even Black or Black RX, you're going to be like, the fuck was happening in Hibiki? Like, what is going on here? What happened? Like, you definitely will kind of like start side-eyeing like what happened behind the scenes on Hibiki for sure, because it is very glaring, so. But yeah, you definitely have to go into the show with low expectations otherwise. So.
Or know what's going on. I would say I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are going to watch it, like I said, you would have to be, you're already invested in Toku. This is something that you're interested in, you want to watch, or you're interested in Kamen Rider. Most definitely, this shouldn't be your first show. But if you do watch it, I would say watch up to episode 28 before Armed Hibiki. Mm-hmm. Stop right there, then watch the movie, then dip out.
If you so choose to watch anything afterwards, just think of it as
that's on you. That's on you.
Think of it as a show that takes place in another dimension.
Right.
It's the multiverse. It's a multiverse. The timeline diverts over.
Hibiki no Sekai. This is AU. This is AU Hibiki.
Speaking of which, real quick, have you watched that Isekai anime?
The Red Ranger?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you watched that? Are you enjoying that?
It's an isekai anime.
Okay. I don't know how you feel about isekai anime, so I don't.
I'm neither here nor there. Like, that's not a deal breaker for me, but like, it's very isekai. It plays on the tropes of isekai. But the one thing that I do like that it does differently from other isekais is that instead of the character having to get used to the world is having to get used to him.
Oh yeah, I love it. Like him transforming, fuck their whole shit up. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, how? Okay, damn. Okay, that makes sense.
I think it's fun. I'm still, I don't know. I think it's fun. I don't know. It's all right.
No, I'm enjoying it. I think you nailed it right there. Like the world having to be used to that person's, so it makes 100% sense.
Like, what's the episode where Homegirl scanned him and like a hyper battle DVD starts playing? Like shit like that. I get the joke. It's funny.
It's the tongue-in-cheek nature of it. It's like
right.
Oh man. See, if I had the money to do Power Rangers, I'd be like, fuck it, just do an animated thing and just keep it moving. Just do it that way. You can avoid all the fucking troubles and all the shit that everybody keeps complaining about and call it a day.
I'm gonna say something very controversial there, CJ. If you do animated Power Rangers, it's all right if you do like a movie or like a 13 episode thing. Mm-hmm. But animated Power Rangers is no longer Power Rangers. It's something else now. Like if you want to do like a CGI movie, like you want to do your Ultraman Rising, or you want to do your 13 episode Android Kiter anime, or your Gritman SSS Grit, you can do that as a one-off thing. But the bread and butter,
people in suits fighting rubber monsters. It's
rubber monsters.
Hey, look, somebody
plastic swords and foam robots.
I saw somebody put a video up of, I think, it was the first episode of Gozuger. I'm saying it right. Hope I'm not butchering it. But like, it's that thing that we talked about when we talk about Ultraman and stuff. It's the fascination of the fact that here we are in 2025 and seeing people in mech suits on a soundstage doing crazy shit in those suits is still like crazy fascinating, and it still works. I
am always infinitely fascinated by just the craftsmanship of it, because like, don't get me wrong, obviously I like animated projects. He says wearing a fucking Spider-Man hoodie, and obviously I watch a lot of anime, but like when I go to tokusatsu, I'm going for a very specific thing. That's why I'm watching tokusatsu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I see that and that Zord battle, and you seeing them just doing crazy shit, that's like, okay, this is why I love this shit, because it's like I don't even need no fucking visual effects CGI Zords. Just give me a guy in a fucking suit and they can do some fucking fighting choreography and I'm good to go.
So man, Coco, my guy. My guy.
First off,
don't get me started. Don't look, we will be here all day. Don't niggas want to go see their family.
He's starting that shit. I didn't start.
Niggas want to eat. We will be here all day.
We'll be here all day. People be like, God, it's like going on 5 hours. These motherfuckers are still going.
And another goddamn thing.
Another goddamn thing.
And what fucking kills me, and I don't, again, CJ, like, I don't know. I think racism, that's a hard try, because I can't prove that. But I can't.
Take a look what's going on outside the world. You can say racism, all right? I think
I don't
perfectly well within your rights to say racism.
That's a hard charge to put on some niggas, but I do know xenophobia when I see it.
Thank you.
And so all these niggas is like, oh, it's the cheesy suits. Let me go watch my new Marvel movie. Really, my nigga? Like, you know, really?
Let me go watch Falcon do his damn thing in a fucking suit. Like, come on, bro.
All
like,
these CGI aliens and them foam monsters and shit. Ooh, the new Star Wars show just came out. Nigga, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear yourself?
I just watched a black man fight a giant red dude. That is the most sort of toku shit ever, and you're going to complain about. I'm just saying here, like,
I have had niggas look me in my eye and say they don't want to watch a Godzilla movie, but they wanted to go see Shang-Chi, and I'm like,
nigga. The finale was literally a fucking giant kaiju goddamn battle. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
again. Racism is a very hard charge, CJ. Like, I'm gonna need some evidence on that shit. Like, I gotta like see a sustained pattern of behavior. But xenophobia, I recognize that shit when I see it in the day of the week. Like, let's be for real.
Or the opposite, Prime. We saw people really saying, look what those people did with $10 in a dream with Godzilla -1. And I'm like, all right, people, like, I feel where you're coming from here, but goddamn, you don't have to fucking like kneecap them like that on that shit. Like,
you don't have to go place Japan the meme. You ain't got to do that.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like,
but also, that movie did a lot with the budget they had. Like, they gave them like $6. They gave them niggas a can of beer, a bologna sandwich, and some yakisoba.
Our mandate on Morphin Metacast from day one when it comes to Toku is, especially with Ultraman, is we gonna make do with what they give us, and we're gonna make this shit fucking work.
We got a soda coupon and some yakisoba bread. Let's make this shit happen.
We talked about what Blazar. It's like, hey, they had a limited budget, but god damn it, they were like, yo, we gonna make this shit fucking work. So,
did you see that shit? It's like, I can't believe they let me create this many original monsters. Then when we got to episode 8, I was like, I cut this shit out, put Gamora in there. Cut that out. Where the King Joe costume at? You tripping, dog? You doing too much over there, cuz.
Hey, you are put it away, dude. There's a reason why they probably in that Monarch show, they was like, "Hey, bro, I feel you on these original monsters, but they came here to see Godzilla, and you need to put goddamn Godzilla in this goddamn show."
That, that
Apple
goddamn whole
mandated this
show could have
shit,
been an email. That whole show could have been an email, bro. Fuck
and it's
out
getting
of
to
here.
season 2
Why is that getting? Why?
because
Why?
Apple
What kind?
prime because Apple has fuck you money. That's why. Am I going to
Like,
complain? The
hey,
Apple's
hey, Apple, is this taking money away from Severance? Is this why it's taking so long for Severance to come out? We need to have a conversation. We need to
Prime.
talk right
I
now.
have sat there and said it from day one. We are living in a time where Apple said, you know what? Let's throw billions of dollars into a tokusatsu show and got in a toku show in Godzilla. And you know what? Am I going to complain? No. Fuck it. You want to waste time on this should have been an email show? I'm fine with it. Go for it. Everybody gets paid. We win.
I'm starting to feel like that shit might be laundering money, bro. Because I'm like, all these TV shows, like what the all these movies, not just but whole movies. Like this is a theater's worth of shit that's brand new, starring niggas you know, written by niggas you know. And ain't nobody talking about this shit. Like, what's going on here?
I'm just saying Apple.
Whose
I'm just
pockets
saying
are you in grease right now?
no. All I'm saying is Apple. Apple, if you want to throw a lot of money at Toku stuff, do a Toei partnership and sponsor like a fucking Kamen Rider season or Ultraman season with a shit ton of money and just let them do work. That's all I'm saying. Like,
bro,
that's a tax. Hey, look, that's a tax write off, Apple. I'm saying find a way to make that a tax write off, and I'm pretty sure Toei will be like, bet how much you giving us? Let's go.
They already fighting like 5 fingers in the pie with the Kamen Rider IP, bro. Be for real. They don't want to have any more fingers sticking in that dog.
No, I'm just saying.
Them,
Apple.
It's them. Saying, it's Bandai. It's the Ishinomori estate. And who am I missing? Who else am I missing? It's Bandai, Toei, Ishinomori estate, TV Arashi. Who else got their finger in that pie? You think they're going to invite more cooks in that
this
kitchen,
economy?
My guy? I think not.
Hey, I'm just saying Apple makes a donation. A donation. It's a tax write-off donation to Toei for their tokusatsu endeavors. Do with it what you will.
You know, I don't know, because then we might have a situation like Disney and Doctor Who, and I am not amused.
You know, Disney thought that they were doing something right with like introducing Doctor Who to the general audience, and I can appreciate that, but like at what cost, Prime? At what cost?
And what kills, because I'm about to get, what kills me is like,
I don't want you to get started, but I feel where you're coming from on that. I definitely, I get it. I finally understand it now. It took me a minute. Yeah, it took me a minute to understand it, because at first it's like, man, why is Prime hating this? Because you know more people can see Doctor Who now. And then like and not just you, there were other people talking about the show, and it's like, oh, I
it's like I'm in a competition. I'm gonna say something passively aggressive racism, but my opponent is Russell T Davies. You're losing.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't win. You can't win. It's not even a Kobayashi Maru. That's just you lost.
Automatic loss, bro. Like, go and give him the trophy right now. It's over.
All I'm saying is, Prime, we're getting the second season of This Should Have Been the Email Part 2, and I'm hey, look, I'm with it. Like,
what?
Hey.
Can Knuckles get that money? Is that can that be real?
I heard Knuckles is getting another season apparently.
Good, excellent. I love those movies. I love.
Granted, let's just be real, Prime. That's Amazon Prime, and that's Jeff Bezos' fuck you money. So that's a different tier of money.
Which, by the way, Jeff, between me and you can cancel that Lords of the Rings show. You good, bro? We won't think any less of y'all.
Side note: Did you watch that animated Lord of the Rings?
The one on Max.
Is it on Max now?
Is it on Max? The one with the redhead?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, it came out in theaters, and then
no, I ain't seen it.
Yeah, I heard it's actually not bad.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I heard it's not bad. I was kind of like, because when I saw it initially, I was like, oh, that looks interesting, because I kind of just wrote it off a little bit, kind of like it being like the Castlevania show, in the sense of like with the animation and stuff. So I kind of was like, whatever, I'll watch it when I watch it. But everybody was like, it's actually not bad. So I'm like, okay, cool. So
it's on my list. I'll get to it when I'm done with Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I need to finish up Cobra Kai because I think me, you, and a couple other people need to talk about the show. Because, folks, in the year of our Lord 2025, if I would have told 6, 7-year-old me that the Karate Kid franchise would birth a TV show that had no right being good, he would probably like look at me befuddled and then laugh at me a little bit, like Karate Kid show, okay, whatever.
Never heard motherfuckers talking about this show. Like, that show is so good. I was like, nigga, whatever. COVID hit, and I was like, I need something to watch. I might as well. And I was like, oh my god, this show is amazing.
I think it was even more funny when folks was like, yo, put these kids in a Power Ranger show. And I was like, all right, I feel you, but like,
And like, bro, this show is so good. Like, I'm actually excited to see Karate Kid Legends. Like, what are we doing?
bro, hey, look, when I saw, look, you put Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio in the movie, I'm like, if Pat
Where's
Morita
Hillary?
was alive,
But where's Hillary? Where's Hillary? God damn it!
look,
Let's have 3 generations, bro.
Look, if Hillary's maybe Hillary Swank is too busy. Maybe she's busy. I was waiting for Hillary Swank to be in Cobra Kai. I ain't gonna lie. Like, fuck it. You might as well throw her in there.
You got
I mean,
how the fuck you get everybody else popping up but her? Like, what the fuck?
thank you. It's like, come
Like,
on, man.
literally
Like,
everybody else. Come on.
I'm not even asking for Jaden Smith to come back because he's too old at this point. I'm not even asking for that shit. Like, just give me Hillary Swank in a cameo or something. Like, she's the mayor of the town or some bullshit.
Right,
I don't fucking know.
Get the Batman thumbs up in the back. Something.
You brought back Elizabeth Shue. Like, come on, man. Like,
what are we doing?
Like, that's the one part. Hell, you don't even have to give me fucking. Yes, I want Hillary Swank. You can get the guy that was supposed to be her love interest. Get him in the show. I would have been like, all right, close enough. Fuck it. All right, cool.
I said, you got that random ass nigga running the damn, was it the furniture store? You brought his ass? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Man, we are living in just good times and just
yeah. As equally as there are some bad things out, there are still some good things that do still come out, y'all. Hope is not lost.
Hope is definitely not lost.
But
I'm feeling
that Power Ranger shit in 2024. That shit's over with. It's done.
We're done. It's like Jay-Z said, we're done with that kneeling. All right, we done with Power Rangers at this point.
I was like, what's that post that said I don't talk about Power Rangers? I was like, don't you host the Power Ranger podcast?
You're right, but like, guess what? I don't talk about. Look. There is a difference between people that talk about Toku and stuff like we do, and then there's people that are Power Ranger podcasts where you can look. I ain't throwing jabs or anything. Some of them I'm looking like y'all are like just pulling on strings to keep hope alive. And I look, Godspeed. I feel you. Just there's other things outside of it, guys. Like I'm just saying, there's a whole Toku world here. Jam Person is about to get a fucking DVD, folks. Watch that. Like, I'm just saying, like, these things are exist.
And then the niggas that gaslight you go, the brand is healthy. Everything is better than ever. Like, let's be fucking for real right now, bro. Hasbro, the IP owner, just announced that they're stepping away from doing toys mostly, and they're going to focus on video games.
Which, by the way, Rita's Revenge, shout out to, I forgot the name of the company that made that game.
Digital Eclipse.
Yeah, Digital Eclipse. Digital Eclipse. Shout out to their quality of life updates they've been doing for that game. It's like when I first played the game, loved it. Every update that they've been adding to the game, it's free. It's not like they're charging you. It's been like really good, like quality of life updates.
I need to go back because I haven't played it since it first came out, and I did pre-order the limited edition that's coming out in May. The steel.
I'm buying that. But the quality of life one, it's basically they added the idea that you can actually mess with the Rangers like stats and such. Because their original thing was when they originally came out the game, they didn't want to make it to where like all the Rangers were so different from each other. It just made one Ranger that was powerful than the other. So they were like, no, let's just have all the Rangers, be the same. Obviously, they're going to have some different things about them in terms of like, their actions and stuff. But I think the newest update, they added stats to the Rangers that you can update as you play through the stages. I'm like, oh, okay, shit. I'm like, all right. Which makes me feel as though they might, this game might have some legs on it with more additions as it goes. I'm like, okay, you got me, Digital Eclipse.
You can always add other teams and DLC. I'm just saying.
Oh, look, Digital
Time travel
Eclipse.
plot, bro.
People have been asking them about that, and they've been teasing. So I'm not saying they didn't say it's a given, but they're teasing to see like, look, you give me Zeo, you give me in space and time, like you said, time travel and stuff. I'm like, okay, shit, all right, thank you. we are living in good time.
By hook or by crook, I want my Dynasty Warriors Power Ranger game.
Look, we've been asking for that. Like I was giddy with the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games so much. I love them, but like
shout out to
shout
out to Power Wars. Power Wars is getting another one.
Yeah. If we do another Morphin Metacast episode, did we already do Black RX?
I thought we did. Did we?
I know we did Black, but I'm trying to remember if we did Black RX.
Hold on, who has our notes?
Hold up, because I can always do that. Nah, we did Kamen Rider Black, but we didn't do Black RX.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we not do Black RX?
I don't know. That is the mystery, ain't it? Hold on.
Because we talk about Black RX all the time. Like I feel like we did Black and we did Black Sun. That's what it was.
Yeah, we did Black Sun. We did Black.
We did Black Sun. We did Black. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right. Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. We did Kamen Rider First and Next. We did Black and Black. Yeah, so we never did Black RX. Let's say we do Black RX. Might as well finish it out.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, and fun fact, I just got my V3 thing, so we could just do Black RX and then the next episode after that V3. Because
I will gladly rewatch V3 for a third time.
That's how much you are a super fan. If you're watching V3 for a third time. This time I can just watch V3 in illustrious Blu-ray.
That
HD glory.
Picture.
Crisp picture. But yeah, so next episode we're going to be watching Black RX, and there's definitely going to be a lot of talking cash shit about Mass Rider at the same time because can't be avoided.
Because fuck them, that's why.
Yeah, you're pretty much like tell you, the Black RX rewatch is literally gonna be me sitting back like, so Saban, you just said fuck this plot. Fluck having a finale. Just this is it, huh?
I saw somebody that said they wish that Mass Rider, what happened to V3's family happened to that family, and I'm like, that's cold.
Jesus Christ! Wow,
some heartless bastards.
God damn!
Holy fuck!
It's pretty dark.
Which I mean, I understand, but still, like,
it's a very dark thing to wish.
Making points, but still,
I didn't ask for this.
I mean, I get you, but damn, bro, you ain't say it like that.
Also, I think in between those episodes, we can definitely do a live watch of the Hibiki movie. Is that on YouTube or it should? Yeah, it should be on YouTube. It should be either YouTube or Vimeo. One or two.
My friend from Japan, I can send you the VHS tape that he sends me that we all share.
Oh yeah, I forgot our friend that sent us the VHS. Yes, I totally forgot about that now. Yes, you're right. Yes. So when you do see us, yes, we probably will do a live watch of that movie and be on Twitch. It ain't gonna be on YouTube because I definitely don't want YouTube dinging us with that copyright.
Did we ever get over that suplex that hit us with last time?
Well, I mean, it was just the thing of I had to block out a segment and we were able to circumvent that, which worked. So we were fine.
Okay.
We were fine. It was just like 30. It was 30 seconds of something. And I was like, all right, well, whatever, go ahead. Which to me, thank God YouTube introduced that feature to where you can kind of do edits and stuff to avoid copyrights and stuff. So good on them. Good on them. But anyways, yeah, Black RX will be next time. And thanks, folks, for joining in. Peace out.
Auf Wiedersehen, dudes.